Good day or good evening, whatever time it is at the time you're watching this video. Thank you so much for showing up today on this beautiful planet. As I sat and I convened with Spirit on what we might do for the channel and the collective at this time, and I was guided to go grab my Divine Master's Oracle, and I shuffled through them to see if there was anyone who would like to present themselves to be seated at our table in this, what is evening for us. And these two beautiful souls showed up, Lakshmi and Ganesh. They stand for the prosperity vibration. It says you are attracting health, wealth, and happiness. Lakshmi is the Hindu goddess, considered to be of all forms of prosperity, of fertility, fortune, and well-being. And Ganesh is the remover of illusions. And so, with knowing this, I went ahead and grabbed my cards that I had handwritten myself to see if we can get a topic for what they would like to discuss with us. And the first one that came out was the snake, shedding the old and becoming the new. And this instantly brought me to the fact that we are finishing out the year of the snake. And I feel as if Lakshmi and Ganesh want to talk to us about this year and just how much shedding of the old has been done. And that led to the other card falling out of the deck as I shuffled them. It says, Divine Warrior, put down the sword. And what I heard next after that was, there is no more need as of right now to be poised for battle. And it's time for this warrior to go ahead and put the sword down for now. And yes, it is a big for now, because that doesn't mean forever. But that also led me to this thing called spiritual warfare and a war on consciousness, which is what has been happening not only just over this past year, but for many, many, many lifetimes worth of years. But we are at a pivotal moment right now where we can go ahead and put our swords down for the time being. And we can allow this vibration of prosperity to take over. We can allow Lakshmi to enter the battlefield with her blessings of well-being, of fertility and prosperity. That leads me to the vision of the warrior in his metal armor, sitting peacefully under a tree in a beautiful garden with flowers all around and birds landing on his helmet, and him just convening with this beautiful garden. And that's what Lakshmi and Ganesh are bringing in this evening. So I have some cards laid out before you. And these were the cards that they had guided me to and let me know that they wanted to use for this reading. And as I shuffled through all of the decks, they guided me as to how many they wanted pulled. So Lakshmi and Ganesh, with the utmost respect, which ones would you like me to start with? I'm hearing the animal. That's all I'm hearing, the animal. Wow. We have the black egg. And we have the tiger. I did forget to include the fact that I did not look at these cards before I set them down and as I was setting up this reading here at my table. So I do find it once again interesting that the items that I grabbed intuitively grabbed, I should say, ended up being one of my beautiful crystal eggs. Thank you, Lakshmi and Ganesh, for the instant confirmations. The black egg signifies within this deck of speaking with an authentic voice and speaking the truth. It talks about how the truth relies within this black egg, and how inside of the egg there's no noise. It's completely quiet. You know, there's no confusion, there's no lies, there's no excuses. It's just pure, truthful silence. And that's making me really resonate right now with Ganesh being here, and how Ganesh plows through all of those illusions, right? And the fact that this black egg here represents truth being rung in, and only truth, outside of all illusions. And I also think that it's amazing that the Tiger card came out here, because the Tiger card within this oracle represents the feminine energy and also the lunar forces, and moving with ease through the darkness. It represents sensuality and receptivity. And with the fact that the Lakshmi and Ganesh card here talks about how you're attracting health, wealth, and happiness, being in a receptive mode. And that's what this warrior put down the sword is all about. In order to be in this receptive mode, one must put down the sword. And the Tiger card also speaks about spending some time in silence and drinking in the calmness, taking in the calmness. And that's what Lakshmi and Ganesh are asking of the collective as we end this year of the snake, is to revel in the calmness and in the silence. Even if the world is still chaotic around you, it's time to put the sword down and not be so prepared to battle all that chaos as of right now. And there are definitely many, many ways that this can be achieved, even if you are surrounded in a lot of noise and chaos. And this is coming from me, Sarai, in my own personal experience of being a single parent of a beautifully and wonderfully energetic 7-year-old. It all relies on your own personal creativity in that regard. I often will let her know that mommy needs a little quiet time. And I'll take some time out and set it aside for that to occur. And you know, I live in a really busy city as well, and there's lots of cars going by all the time, very loud people, loud cars. So I use my earbuds quite often. And I'll put in frequency music, or, you know, just calming, soothing music. And I have blackout curtains in my sacred bedroom. And I just make space. I make space and I make time. And so if this is something that means a lot to you to be able to achieve, there is ways to do it. You just have to get creative. Beautiful message so far, Lakshmi and Ganesh. Where would you like me to go next? I'm hearing these ones. We have yin. Wow. And we have yang. And then we have the chopped wood. This is heavily speaking to me of maintaining balance while being in the 3D and having to do 3D things. Chop wood is all about getting things done that need to be done around you in the physical. And the yin and yang here coming out together, which is amazing because I definitely shuffled the crap out of these cards. But it's also maintaining a spiritual and mental balance within oneself while you're navigating the outside world. And still being able to maintain that peace, that inner peace. And also, Lakshmi and Ganesh are bringing up the fact that the yang is all about the physical movements, right? The actions that are taken, putting the creativity to work. Yin is all about that feminine principle of receptivity, being receptive, and silencing that noise around you so that you can be open to receiving the health, receiving the wealth and the happiness, the prosperity. And now they're saying that when you look around you, the more grateful you are for what surrounds you, just like that warrior who's in the garden, that vision that I had. The more you appreciate it, the more you're going to attract. But you do have to maintain that balance there in order to put in the creative movements needed, but also at the same time be receptive so that there's like a give and a take there. I'll go ahead and move on to the last set of cards now. Just like I always say, you can't make this shit up. We have turquoise and forget-me-not. Balance. Cracking open. Wow, cracking open that egg. Deep healing and balancing karma. And then we have, I might butcher this one, Astrophyllite, and Ginkgo, with the Star Elders, Signs and Symbols, Divine Blueprints, a Menti. And lastly, we have the Pixie Helpers and Green Adventuring. Not all that wanders are lost. Clearing the way, luck and opportunity. Amazing. Clear that way, Ganesh. Thank you very much. Let's see, I want to be able to see all of these. And since I am still exploring these cards, this is called the Earth Alchemy deck, by the way. And I think what I'm going to do is go ahead and list all of these decks in the description of this video in case you're interested in looking them up for yourself. But this turquoise and forget-me-not card, in the book, it says turquoise is a stone of the ancestors, a gracious grandfather energy dedicated to the earth. A big part of its mission here is to reconnect you fully to the earth. The energy comes through with commitment to serving you with unwavering loyalty. Its energy is very clear, straight to the point, and focused. Perhaps one of the oldest stones in history. Its longevity shows its unwavering strength. It's a stone of unification, wishing to help you bring completion by unifying energies, belief, and patterns within you. Turquoise unites earth and sky, male and female energies, bringing the elements within you together in harmony. Beautiful. for the forget-me-nots. It says, at times, forget-me-nots energy comes in as a young child, but for this card, she came through as a mother holding her child close and talking gently to her. It goes on to say, as a child, Jesus was sat on Mary Mother's lap, wishing that future generations could see her eyes. He touched them and then waved his hand over the ground. Blue forget-me-nots appeared, which is why one of its names is Blue Eyes of Mary. Interesting. I didn't know that story. That's beautiful. And at the end of this section it says, we all have to go through a process of grief in any transformation. We will lift you up, helping you not to get too lost in the grieving of letting go of what you need to, and come into the realization that love transcends all. We can endure in and through love. What a beautiful message that is. And as I'm skinning over the book for the astrophyllite and the ginkgo, I'm finding some really interesting things here and some synchronicities, along with the message that Lakshmi and Ganesh are bringing. And it's pretty cool too, because this card says signs and symbols. But it talks about how astrophyllite star-like energy is an activator for opening the crown chakra. And working with many subtle energy nodes above the crown that extend up to the stellar gateway chakra. And then I flipped over to ginkgo. And ginkgo is a medicine that helps with peace and helps you feel a greater depth into thoughts, and helps you understand that the need to let go is more important than the need to hold on. The synchronicity here, it says, where astrophyllite stimulates your left brain, ginkgo balances the right brain, increasing blood circulation to the body and brain, keeping your mind sharp, healthy, and stimulated. And there's that health, right? It also says that ginkgo is associated with harmonizing duality, the masculine right and the feminine left aspects of all living things. I apologize for that extremely loud one that just went by. So I think that is a super cool synchronicity there, and very appropriate. Thank you, Star Elders. And then we have the Pixie Helpers and the Green Adventuring. And in the first paragraph it says the Pixies are wanderers and travelers, calling everywhere and nowhere their home. This detachment is needed in a situation that is playing out for you. That's kind of basically what all of this has been talking about so far too, like the Divine Warrior. It's time to put down the sword, release that attachment there. There is definitely a message of detaching, also from the chaos and the noise as well. It goes on to say, when you detach for a moment, you give yourself the opportunity to see the bigger picture, which brings us right back to this black egg here. You can silence all of that noise around you and go within that black egg in this sense. You have the opportunity to see that bigger picture for yourself. And then with the Green Adventuring, it helps you feel how soothing the earth and how nature can be to both the mind and the body. Green Adventuring absorbs electromagnetic smog and pollution, protecting the heart chakra and blocking any uninvited source who tries to tap into and use your energy to boost themselves. Like the Pixies said, these energetic leeches need to be focused on and removed. Wow. So that's the advice there for going into this new year. Mind you, the 2026 is going to be the year of the fire horse. which speaks to me of freedom. I can just see like almost like fire dancers being so free that they can just dance around, you know what I mean? But this is the advice here, ending this year of the snake, this shedding the old and becoming the new. Finding the silence within, finding the peace, finding the calm. Being able to navigate in the dark times like the tiger, and maintaining this balance even if you're chopping wood. And to have a certain detachment from these energetic leeches that only want to pull you back into things of negative, lesser thought. It also notes here at the end that adventuring is considered to be the luckiest of all crystals, from manifesting aid for prosperity and finance to helping your chances in situations including career, opportunities, and competitions. So that's amazing that that was brought in by Lakshmi, who is the goddess that represents all of that. I think that's beautiful. You're even wearing a green top here. It's beautiful. That's amazing. At this time, Lakshmi and Ganesh, I thank you for presenting yourselves for this reading for the collective. And thank you for the beautiful messages that you have brought to us and for us. Thank you for sitting at the table in this evening or this day, whatever it is at the time the viewer is watching as well. Because time is definitely not linear, folks. I'm going to go ahead and leave this one here. Thank you so much if you've made it this far into the video and you have heard all these beautiful messages right alongside me and Spirit. I truly, truly appreciate each and every one of you. And if this resonated with you, go ahead and hit that like button. I have explained this in my past couple videos now that I'm not looking for numbers. I'm just looking for the algorithm to pick up the videos a little bit better. And that's the only reason why I'm asking. If you're new here, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and turn on your notifications so you can be told when I put out new videos, because I'm here all the time. I'm here for you. I'm here for Spirit. And I truly love what I'm doing here on this channel. Until next time, I love you all so much, very unconditionally. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye.